Hey, how you doing? This is Fred Smith of New Room Collective, and my question to you is, have you ever just wanted to be in one place where you can get all of the right information personally and professionally and not have to worry about whether or not it's false or accurate? Well, I've been in the online space roughly professionally since 1996 from a very high level in the military. What I'm going to show you today is just some of the outputs that I personally have trained up tens of thousands of people over the years on. And the reasons why this is so important right now is because there's such a lack of trust and transparency in the online marketing space. And as a direct response marketer, I find it pretty messed up that people can't honestly and ethically go out here and make a dollar today. So when I left from my background of being in the automotive industry for over 20 years, what I did at that point in time was I trained up some of the world's best players. I was in some of the world's top stores. And what I essentially focused in on was making sure that the end user, i.e., the customer, ultimately had the best experience, but also that all the business dealings were being ethical. So I worked in the compliance lane in the automotive industry. I helped rewrite some of the curriculum in the automotive industry. I worked with tons of finance managers and salespeople, and even in a few particular cases, I helped rewrite the curriculum. So I come from a different background than most of your average marketers and advertisers out here. And a lot of this stuff I learned from a very high level in the Marine Corps, professionally trained. And then prior to that, I did door to door sales. So it's safe to say it's in my DNA. I don't know how I personally got into this lane. All I know is that I truly enjoy really helping people out. And I want to make sure that people get the right information so that they can make the best decisions. And I ran into that exact same problem when I left out of the automotive industry around March of 2020. And we all know what happened around that time. We had this ugly thing called the pandemic. We had this ugly thing called lockdown. Everybody's trying to figure out what happens next in their lives. And I also got caught up in that because no matter how good you are, you can't outrun that kind of stuff. So I had a chance to really work with, even online, some of the world's top names, top brands, experts and gurus out there who you definitely know. I've worked directly in some of their teams. I've trained up some of their teams. I've worked in the advertising technology industry as well as big data, big tech. So it's safe to say I'm pretty well rounded at this stuff. And I don't say that to impress you, but just impress upon you that what I'm going to share with you today is so simple that if you take this and you really apply it in your everyday personal and professional lives, you're going to start connecting a lot of dots. And that's what I'm known for. I'm known as Fred Smith, the wordsmith, and Fred Smith, the dot connector. So I'm here to connect some dots today. So pardon me if this is going to go in and out of focus a little bit. Well, what I wanted to do was go over something that most of us who are well studied understand. And I'm not going to take credit for this. This actually comes from Robert Kiyosaki. And if you know anything about Robert Kiyosaki, he has this quadrant and it looks something like this. So when we go to draw this cross in the middle, he has E for employee. He has S for self-employed. He has B for business owner. And he has I for investor. So what does that have to do with the price of tea in China or anything else? It has to do with everything. And the reasons why is because when you really look at your personal and professional life, one of the questions that I train all of my experts, all my coaches, my consultants, anybody who I talk to is like, what is your grand vision? Are you trying to move from employee to self-employed? Are you trying to move from self-employed to business owner? Are you trying to move from business owner to investor? Because see, all four of these quadrants have their own languages. And as a direct response copywriter, I see all of this stuff and I've had to learn to speak all of these languages. And one of my zones of genius was actually going into automotive dealerships for almost 15 years of my life. I was away from home about 6 or 7 days out of the month, and it was my job to go around and fix businesses. And one of the things that I discovered was that you have a business owner right here who is still speaking employee language. Or you'd have an employee right here who might have learned something from a guru, and next thing you know, they think that they're investors. Well, it's not to say that it's true or false, because my challenge to anyone is to always not believe a word I say and test it out. But when you look at exactly why you're doing what you're doing every single day, don't you want all of your actions to be highly effective? Because that's what we're here to do. We only have a short period of time on this planet to live. So, with that being said, why don't you take a different approach and actually say, hey, where am I at right now? Am I an employee? Am I a self-employed person? Am I a business owner? Or am I an investor? Because see, all of these quadrants, when you get it right, you start to really see how this thing that we call the matrix really works. And this is super critical if you want to have personal and professional growth. And this is also some of the reasons why people get stuck, even when it comes to income. People who are employees get frustrated because they think that the self-employee could be making more money. And this is true. The self-employed person could be making more money than the employee, but they're stuck in between the business owner because they might be thinking like an employee. But the business owner doesn't want any more competition. So perhaps, you see what I'm saying? It gets really confusing really fast. So that's one of the reasons why I created New Room Collective. New Room Collective was to bring all of the cool, kind, gentle people together. Because what I show you in the room only works if you don't happen to have an ego. I happen to be a U.S. Marine. I left out the Marine Corps as a sergeant. I nearly lost my life several times in combat situations. I'm a combat vet. And my biggest why is to make sure that my kids, even the ones who I haven't spoken to in a while, understand that this is how you define your legacy. You have to draw a straight line and walk it. You have to figure out exactly why you're on this planet. You have to find your true vision, your true purpose, the reasons why you breathe every single day. And then from there, this is how you build community. This is how you build family. This is how you build yourself first so that you have enough energy to help others. Because I'm only interested in talking to people right now who want to help others. So if that's you, we will go over this kind of stuff in New Room Collective. But my challenge to you is, if you aren't on the path that you want to be on, perhaps it's time to look at 3 simple things. What do I need to start right now that I haven't thought of because I don't maybe have the right influence? Maybe I don't have the right environment. Maybe I don't have the right knowledge, right? What do I need to change? Like, you've done this thing over and over and over again, and it's this pattern and this behavior and it's this limiting belief that just doesn't serve you. And then what do I need to stop? Because there is an art to stopping. And a lot of us who are entrepreneurs and experts and coaches and consultants and however you want to label yourself, we do a lot of creation, but through time, we're ineffective because we're focusing on too many things. So I have a book for that, and it's called Creators. And the purpose of Creators is literally a download of what I've learned from a high level in the Marine Corps since 1996 all the way down to 2025 and beyond. I've also worked in high level AI rooms. I got a lot of stuff working. I have my own platform on AI. So it's a lot of stuff that's out there. But the key is to figure out what you need right now so that you can live your highest and best life by also serving people to the highest level. You keep your energy. Everybody's happy around you. You're making money. You're building a community. And most importantly, you are truly living in your authentic self. So if this is you, I'd like to extend an invitation for you to come check us out over at New Room Collective, where we talk to top level leaders and performers, especially high functioning ones. And you know who you are. You consider yourselves a jack of all trades, but you have to master one first. And you got to get a couple right? But overall, you're juggling all those balls. You're burning yourself out. You could be a road warrior. You're looking to do different things in your life. But more specifically, you just want to help people and you need some guidance and you need a little push and you need somebody to kick your butt, because I happen to be very, very, very big on accountability. So if that's you and you can handle the heat, you can get in this kitchen and we will go ahead and sort all of this stuff out so that at the end of the day, you'll be able to grow and everyone else around you will too. So thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the group and we will chat with you soon. Peace.